McCoy, you all set?
Yes, sir.
You want to run it down for me once?
I got one surprise for you. The driver.
Who is it?
Russ Weaver.
Russ Weaver, the football player?
The All-American from Kingsley.
He's making the haul.
Maybe he's being set up. You know how Carpenter feels about Davidson. And I understand that Russ Weaver and Lori Davidson are quite close.
Yeah, but the note said that the driver is unaware of the transfer. Why is Russ Weaver driving for Dearborn Express the night before a big game?
Money, maybe. I don't know.
I don't like it, McCoy. Go ahead, go on.
Okay, the truck leaves the warehouse at 6:30. Vollmer and Douglas will follow it in an unmarked car down to Gino's Diner at Mill Pond Road and Route 8.
Now, you've been there.
And the wife and I had dinner there last night. Food's not bad. It's cheap. Before I left, I looked the place over. And there's a service garage out back. Junk scattered everywhere, you know, truck parts.
All right, McCoy. Just keep going.
Okay, tonight 2 of our men will pose as farm workers. And they'll drift into Gino's about 7:30. I'll get there about the same time.
That's good. Well, that should be easy. Now, it said to check the spare tire. That should be from the service garage.
We've got it covered.
That's too bad that Trench is out of town. I have a warrant out for the arrest of Carpenter. Maybe he'll talk.
Don't count on it, Captain.
I'll tell you something, McCoy. I don't like this scam. I really don't. Now, who wrote this note? Who sent us this tip? It couldn't be Carpenter. Why would he invite us to hijack one of his own trucks?
Maybe somebody's skimming. And maybe someone else found out.
Well, maybe. And maybe that's why the note says the driver doesn't know anything about it. It still doesn't make any sense. Trench runs a pretty tight organization. If anybody tried to disrupt it, he'd come down on him pretty hard. He'd have to, or Cardello would come down on him.
You said it can't be Carpenter. Why not? It's his truck line, Dearborn Express.
I think we'll ask Mr. Carpenter some questions when Diaz brings him in.
Oh, Captain. Are you going to drive down to Gino's with me?
No. I'll wait for you here till you bring them in. Oh, McCoy. Good luck.
Thanks.
I agree, Helen. I didn't approve either, but Miriam had no choice. They went to Charleston, and they'll be back on the weekend. Helen, someone just came in. I'll have to talk to you later. Yes, I will. Good night. What do you want, Norman?
Sorry, I just thought...
Manners certainly aren't your long suit, are they? I was just getting ready to leave.
Don't you want to be here when I give Russ Weaver his orders?
I certainly don't. I haven't changed my feeling at all. I simply hired him because he owed us money, and working for Dearborn is a way for him to begin paying it back. I don't want to see him.
I do.
You have to.
Oh, it's much more than that. He's late. Who would have thought a few weeks ago that I'd be giving orders? I would be giving orders to the campus hero, the big football jock. I'd just as soon kill him as look at him.
Well, that'll be on your time, not ours. You make trouble for him, and you'll have to account to Vince Cardello.
What's Weaver's hold on Cardello, anyway?
Well, he and Vince's son are friends. They grew up on the south side of Chicago. I'd watch my step with him if I were you. Weaver is untouchable.
He's a jerk. He roughed me up a couple times. I'm not going to forget it. You know, Cardello or no Cardello, Russ Weaver is #1 on my list, and I'm going to get him. I don't understand you, Mr. Carpenter. Have you forgotten what the Davidsons did to you?
Certainly not, but I'm not brooding about it.
Well, I am. Because of them, I was arrested and hung out to dry by that redneck lawyer Dunbar.
Yes, that was unpleasant.
Yes, unpleasant. You and Miriam walked away from that courtroom. I lost everything when I lied for her.
Well, that's all in the past. You work here, you're paid well. What more do you want?
Do I have to spell it out?
You have been superseded by Mr. Nick Trench. Face it.
Why?
You have to ask Miriam.
You really approve of that? Of their relationship?
That's really none of your business.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Just wondered if you preferred that mobster to me, that's all.
That's very dangerous talk, my young friend. I wouldn't fool around with Nick Trench if I were you.
Well, did Miriam have anything to do with it? Trench snaps his fingers. Miriam flies to his yacht. Not very seemly for the daughter of the aristocratic Charles Carpenter, huh?
Get out.
Any way you look at it, Mr. Carpenter, Miriam's caught in this web. Any other way you look at it, so are we.
Planning meals is a housewife's nightmare. I mean, I'm already wondering what to fix. Are you listening to me?
It's this, Mom.
What?
It's from Russ.
Friendly letter?
Read it.
I'd rather not, honey.
Well, it's not news anyway. Just says what Becky already told me. He's sorry he let me down.
Well, that's that.
Yeah. He explains that he's been distracted lately and that, well, it just happened, and he said that it was his fault, not Becky's.
Lori, a lot of people think that our faith is a bunch of do's and don'ts. But there are good reasons why we shouldn't have sexual relations outside of marriage. The fulfillment that Russ and Becky looked for that night lasted only a moment. But the guilt they now have is going to last for a long time.
I know all that, Mom.
Well, then look what happened from Russ's viewpoint. I mean, you told us that just before you drove down here, the day before the accident, Russ had started to believe, isn't that right? Well, his affair with Becky happened just when he was coming around. Lori, we do the right thing with the help of the Lord, not on our own. Now, Russ probably tried to resist the temptation, but his own strength just wasn't enough.
I guess not.
Honey, if Russ has asked you to forgive him, this is your opportunity to show him what the love of the Lord is all about. Now, do you think you can forgive him?
I hope so.
That's no answer.
Sure, I can forgive him, Mom, but I can't forget it. That's another thing altogether. I don't want to be a hypocrite. Deep inside, I can still see him and Becky together, and it hurts. It's going to take a long time to get that out of my mind. It hurts, Mom.
I know it's going to take a long time to get over something like this. Sometimes it's very hard, but if you hold on to that bitterness, you're going to be making it even harder. Lori, forgive him. It's for the best.
I understand, but my feelings are telling me...
I know. Maybe Russ shouldn't have written that letter.
I didn't think he was the kind to hide, Mom.
But it's been proven true time and again that the letter a person writes at night should be saved and read the next morning before it's mailed. I mean, many times letters are changed or thrown away. Your instinct is to sit down and write Russ that it's all over, am I right?
I've already written it.
Uh-huh. Well, don't mail it. You read it tomorrow morning. Honey, time has a way of helping us over the rough spots. Now, you're going back to Kingsley soon. Don't do anything till then. That's my advice. Free.
Well, we might have to buy you a watch, Weaver. That is, if you can tell time.
Elliot, what are you doing here?
For your information, I work here.
Was this Carpenter's little payoff for your perjury?
Well, what about you? Driving so you can pay up or be squashed?
No, I'm driving because Vince Cardello set it up. You want to ask me something else?
Yeah, I do. Does Scott Davidson know about it? And Little Miss Muffet?
I was told to be here at 5:30, meet with Carpenter. Instead, I get you.
Yeah, that's because I'm dispatching the truck. You can drive, can't you?
Yeah, I can drive.
Gee, even after cracking up when you and the Barbie doll went off the road?
Don't push it. You got something to tell me, that's just fine. Otherwise, keep it shut.
Here's your bill of lading. You'll leave at 6:30.
I'm at home.
None of your business.
Back up. I don't want any trouble. Legitimate cargo?
Some Oriental rugs, paintings, French furniture. Hey, one important order. You drive on State Highway 8A. At Mill Pond Road, there's a diner. Gino's Diner. Stop there.
What for?
Because I'm telling you to. I have my orders, now you have yours.
Wait a minute. I drive 45 minutes and I'm supposed to stop at some diner? What is this, some kind of restaurant?
Well, you just stop there. Then you go inside, have a cup of coffee, or, I don't know, a hamburger or something. The company will pay for it.
The company pay for it. Well, that's real nice of the company, isn't it?
You stay in there until you're done eating, and then you leave. And at the toll booths, don't forget to ask for the receipts. Clear?
What's with the crazy routine?
If I explained it to you, you wouldn't understand.
Try me, I've got all day.
On your way, sport.
I still want to know why I got to stop at Gino's Diner.
You're beginning to bore me, Weaver. Now, if you don't want to make this drive, I'll make it, okay?
No, I'll do it.
Then get out of here. You can wait around in the garage.
Yes, sir.
Oh, wait a minute. All right, you stay away from me.
Pleasure.
I haven't forgotten what you did in the locker room.
Well, that's good. Because I was just beginning to think that you had.
I call collect on the phone. You say you're tired and alone, but it sounds like someone else is lying there. She said, don't call me no more. Don't you knock on my door. It's too late now, and I know you'll never change. You're just a cold cup full of cow. You got an Eastwood smile and Robert Redford hair. Let's go. What's the matter?
George, get the tire.
Hey, what's going on? You're about to find out. We had a tip this truck was loaded with dope.
Dope? What, hit in a tire?
Come on, let's make this official. What's your name?
Russ Weaver. Hey, listen, man, like, this is the first day I was driving for this company.
It'll be your last, too. Weaver, aren't you the big football hero?
Yeah.
Now, how'd you get mixed up in a...
Now, wait a minute, man. Like, I didn't get mixed up in anything. I don't care what it is. Now, I was told to stop here, just get some coffee. I don't know anything about any dope.
Who gave you the
I think I'm gonna keep my mouth shut.
You'll change your mind after you spend some time in a cell. George, you finished?
Yeah, we got it.
How much?
Maybe 3-4 pounds.
You're Gino?
You crazy or something?
You're under arrest.
I'm told the truck stopped here for a spare. I don't know from dope.
Save it.
Hey, wait a minute, man. Hey, you're making a mistake here.
Oh, no. You made the mistake, Weaver.
Mr. Carpenter, it's Norm.
What is it? Something wrong?
They hijacked the truck.
Who did?
The police. They were waiting for the transfer.
The transfer? Do you mean that...
Look, Nick Trench ordered me to have the truck stop at Gino's to pick up a spare
Tire with a
Don't
package of heroin.
talk about things like that over the phone. You don't know who's listening.
I tried to show you this order the other day.
I told you to follow Nick Trench's orders, whatever they were.
Yeah? Well, the police just arrested Gino, 2 mechanics, and Weaver.
Where are you?
In a phone booth outside of Gino's.
Well, you come back to the office. Meet me here.
Look, if Weaver tells them that I gave him the
Don't
order...
worry about that. Trench was the one who gave the orders, and he's not here.
Well, who could have tipped him off?
I don't have any idea, but that's not important now. We're in trouble.
Yeah, a lot of trouble.
Sorry to bother you, Vince.
I'll make it short, Charles. I was on my way out.
A Dearborn Express truck left here at 6:30 for Philadelphia.
Yes, get on with it.
Well, I didn't know it, but Nick had ordered it to stop at Gino's to pick up a spare tire, which, it turns out, was loaded with heroin. So the police grabbed the truck, arrested Gino, 2 mechanics, and our driver, Russ Weaver.
Where's Trench?
Somewhere near Charleston.
You get him back to Richmond now.
I'll try.
You do better than that, you get him there. You didn't know anything about this?
Not a thing. Nick obviously gave Elliot the order, and Elliot carried it out.
Who tipped the police?
I haven't got a clue.
I'm flying down. When I get there, I want to see Trench. I didn't authorize this transfer. If he's been skimming, we'll give him a fine funeral. If he's been double-crossed, I want who did it. You be at the office, Charles.
You want me to pick you up at the airport?
No, one of the boys will meet me.
I don't know anything. I got this job driving because I needed the money, man. I needed the money for med school. Look, there's a football game tomorrow night, man, a big one. Now, if I get charged for possession, man, I get thrown off the team. I get kicked out of Kingsley. Okay, I was told to stop at Gino's.
Who told you?
Some jerk named Elliot, Norm Elliot. And he works for Charles Carpenter and Nick Trench. Now, I don't know which one. He told me to stop off at Gino's, have a cup of coffee, and split. Man, that's the truth.
You were the driver of the truck. The narcotics were found in the truck. That's probable cause for your arrest.
Great. What is it? What do you call that? Circumstantial evidence? Hey, come on, man. Look, I want to make a phone call. That's my right?
Okay, Douglas, get him a phone.
Come on.
The tip did say the driver would be innocent.
We're not here to decide innocence, McCoy. Which makes me think that whoever sent us the note was in on the hijack. Somebody who had Russ Weaver's best interests at heart. Now, it can't be Trench and it can't be Carpenter. They don't care either way.
Something else I don't understand. Now, Russ Weaver's supposed to marry Davidson's daughter. Carpenter and Mrs. Mason tried to frame her. Why would Russ go to work for Carpenter?
Well, long-distance driving, it pays money.
Especially with narcotics hidden on the truck. We gonna charge him?
Sergeant, we already have.
You gave the bill to Weaver and told him to stop at Gino's? Did you also tell him why he was supposed to stop?
No, I told him that Gino's was a checkpoint.
So he didn't know anything about the drug transfer?
No! But he's hooked anyway. Yeah, that takes care of the football player. He's cooked.
And so are we, unless we find out why Nick Trench gave you that order. Vince didn't know anything about it.
He knows?
Yes, he's coming down here right now, and he wants Trench.
Well, have you been able to reach Trench yet?
Well, I called my dispatcher in Charleston. He'll try his ship to shore or the other way around. It's 11 o'clock.
Where is he?
I had him notified as soon as we finished talking.
Who's this?
Norman Elliot?
Let me see the order that Trench gave you.
Yes, sir.
First the drug bust in the bays, and now this.
And Jeff Cummings.
You approved of hiring him. That's on your head, Charles. Operation down here is deteriorated. We got the power, we got the guns, but public opinion could roll over us like a tank. You haven't been a very efficient manager, Charles.
I haven't had any trouble with Dearborn Express until now. Oh, our profits have been wonderful. I admit I haven't worked very closely with Nick, but that's because he likes to rule his own little empire. Anytime he's ready to transfer drugs, he consults with me, and I take all the necessary precautions. But I didn't know about this operation.
Here it is, Mr. Cardell.
It's Nick's signature, all right. And his typewriter.
How did you know that?
I make it a point to try to know everything, Charles. Trench gave this to you?
No, it was in my order book.
Who put it there?
Nick, or his secretary, I guess.
Doesn't Trench usually tell you in person when he wants you to make a transfer or
Yes.
a pickup?
Yes.
You saw this in the order book and you didn't even question it?
No, sir.
Then it could be a forgery, isn't that right?
But it's Nick's signature on his typewriter.
Sit down. Is it true that Nick copped your girl?
No, not really.
Charles! Charles!
Yes, my daughter has been seeing Trench.
You sure this isn't a little scheme of yours to embarrass Mr. Trench?
No, Mr. Cardell.
You better be telling me straight for your sake. Where is Trench anyway?
I had him notified. I'm sure he'll be here just as soon as possible.
We'll wait. Get me a drink.
We don't have a bar, Mr. Cardell.
Do as you're told, Norman.
Did you ever learn to knock, Sergeant?
Yes, sir. We're also taught that surprise is a good tactic. Are you Mr. Carpenter?
Yes, I am.
Sir, I have a warrant for your arrest. Come with me, please.
What are the charges?
A Dearborn Express truck was stopped and searched for drugs, and we found them. And Mr. Carpenter here happens to be a material witness because it is his truck line. Transporting contraband interstate is a felony. So let's go.
I'll have you released within an hour, Charles. That warrant was made up hours ago. Do you know what that means? Someone tipped the little boys in blue.